What's up? Welcome to the stream. I see already people here. Master, good morning. Drew, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So nice to see you guys every morning. This warms my heart. Thank you. Thank you. So cool. I actually fucked up my analysis just so we kick it off with the good stuff. And we got stopped overnight. And I'm actually a little bit mad about myself because yeah, so you're struggling with your psychic, I'm struggling with my psychic sometimes, and I'm just so fucking fed up with Bitcoin being so lucky that I was like, okay, we'll take this trade because it looks good. And even in the stream, I'm saying, there's liquidity below. I'm not sure if this will hold. This is just one stop, as I said, small position, very important to do proper risk management. So I'm not bummed about it. I just thought it was gonna be a good idea. I had such a good running streak in the past 10 days on my stream. I was like, this stop loss probably this is like probably the second stop loss we've gotten on this stream, which is pretty cool. But I wanted to talk to you about this because also I have people I'm teaching, and I just think it's very important that everybody sees that stop losses are the part of the game, and I don't want people to get discouraged by it, and I don't want this to be a taboo where I just have a stop loss and I don't talk about it. I think it's very, very relevant, very, very important. So I want to talk about that now and see what I fucked up and how we can improve it, and then obviously look at the market. So let's roll the intro and let's get right into it. Now, before I get started, I want to look at the chat. I see, good morning, Mark. Good morning, Mizzy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mizzy, you didn't reply to my DM. You didn't reply to my DM on Twitter. You gotta look at it. I want to send you the USDT from last week's Friday Fun Day. By the way, Friday, we do a Friday Fun Day session, which is going to be pretty cool. I'm going to degen and roll bit, and it's going to be so much fun. So anyway, good morning, everybody. So let's talk about stop losses, guys, because it's super relevant. Like, the problem is that we misunderstand. We have this misconception, especially when we start out trading, saying you have to win every single trade. Well, that's not true. That's just simply, that's just simply not right. If you have a 30% hit rate, meaning you lose 7 out of 10 trades, so you're losing 70% of the time, but you have a risk reward of, let's say, 1 to 10. I'm just saying something now. That means you're risking 1 and winning 10. You're a very, very profitable trader, even by losing 70% of the time. So the more you become okay with losing, the better trader you will be on the long term. This is why it comes back to your psychology, that you're not revenge trading, you're not, forcing a trade, you're not being bummed about having a stop loss. I'm coming in here and I'm not even feeling bad, not even a tiny bit, because this is just a freaking stop loss and I'm moving on, And the reason, the only thing that is important and relevant is that you know why you get stopped. To take a step back, to analyze your trade and go, okay, in the past 10 days or whatever, I have had very nice calls. Something changed here. What did I mess up? Did I get too cocky? Did I deviate it from my plan? Did I follow the trading plan that I said? Did I have proper risk management? If the loss actually touches me pretty badly, I was like, fuck, I lost this money. I'm not happy about it. Did I use proper risk management? Or I was over leveraged? Or did I lose way more than I predicted? Or do I not understand why did I get stopped? Or, all that. So this is why it's very important to do journaling. This is why it's very important to do a daily recap on the market. Like, what is it that you're going to see every morning? I wake up and I do this. Today I had a student in the morning, so I didn't do it. And I'm a little bit sad about the fact that I didn't do it, but this is why we're moving the session a little bit later. But I think it's just very important to talk about this. So let's jump right into the chat. We've got 20 people watching. Guys, we've got 20 people watching here. It's so fucking cool, bro. Seriously, it's so good. This is the second week that I'm streaming straight, so it's pretty cool. I'm so happy to see you guys. Let's look at the chat before I jump right into it. Okay, Fefe, news is starting to hit that crypto funds held in exchanges by accounts based in the Middle East are being frozen by Israel government opening case against them. Yeah, weird. You know what happened with Russia, Ukraine as well. The exact same thing happened with Russian oligarchs and whatnot, and freezing and confiscating like yachts worth millions and millions of dollars. It is happening. Probably I have not seen this, to be honest. Again, this morning was a little bit different because I had a student in the morning. I didn't do the morning prep that I usually do. This is why I'm going to move that. I'm going to have that back. But I didn't see the news. It can happen. It's obviously very important. What is very important is that everybody's fudding about Binance, and I don't know, you know, not financial advice. Obviously, do your own research and keep your money that you don't trade, that you don't need every single day on the ledger or on a Trezor or whatnot, a cold storage. But Binance was the only exchange that said that he's not contributing to the fact that, you know, to this confiscation and freezing of the accounts. So they made it very clear that they are not going to confiscate or freeze any accounts, whether it's Russian or Ukrainian or whatever that is. So I don't know. It can happen. I'm not sure. Mizzy saying I thought I had Sandy Anders. Yeah, but I replied to you. If that's the Tron address, are you sure if that's the Tron address? Okay, time to move funds out of Dubai ASAP. Yeah, you know, this is so weird. Yesterday I was looking again. I'm not the macro guy, so we're here for trading, but I want to address this a little bit. It's that, you know, it's so weird. I think there is not. I don't see. I mean, I see this escalating, but I don't see this escalating to the level that we see now. You know, it's and also just a very interesting stuff. And I don't know what YouTube policy is or how this monitors and all that. I don't want to do. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist. I like conspiracy theories, but like if you consider the fact that, you know, the largest Secret Service agency, like they did not see, I don't know, 500 to 1,000 terrorists going through their wall, you know, cutting through their wall and going through on motorbikes and flying in on paragliders. They could, if you drove an RC car with a bomb on it, they would probably see that, you know, no issues. But the fact that they could not predict that this is gonna happen, I mean, come on. So there's something going on in the background that we don't see. You know, it's unfortunate and it's horrible and whatnot, but I always think about, you know, if you look at the grand scheme of things, you know, there's always something that we small people don't see, don't understand, and unfortunately, it's always, you know, innocent lives being taken. So I think it's very interesting what is happening in a bad sense, in a very bad sense. I'm very, very sad to see what is going on with all these lives lost, and absolutely, you know, absolutely horrific thing, especially if you look at Twitter or Telegram or whatnot. But I also think that stuff is happening in the background that we don't know about, and whether it's, you know, whether it's one side or the other or an external party or you know, I don't know. But what I'm saying is that trying to panic now and moving everything out of Dubai, I would not consider that. I would not be worried that much. I would not be worried that much. And also, I saw a statement yesterday from Dubai saying, you know, we don't mix politics with business. So, yeah, I don't know. Do your own research, but I would not be that panicky, right? Joao, let's go. Okay, let's get this. Okay, I'm not good with Twitter, but really confused now. Okay, cool. Check your DMs, Mizzy. Check your DMs. That's what we should do. Check your DMs. And now, guys, let's get into it. Let's get into this. So I screwed up my trade. So I tweeted, you know, that let's pull the tweet up, guys. Let's pull the tweet up. Okay. So I tweeted this. I said, I was on calls back-to-back. By the way, I was on calls back-to-back. So it's like a little bit of crazy time, but gonna get better very soon and more relaxing. And I was on back call, but I see my limit long BTC got hit. So I just looked at the chart. I got an alert, but I didn't see an alert. And then after time, I saw it. And I was like, okay, so if you missed why this limit order is, check the show that I gave the trade on. So let's go on to the trade and see what I said here. I'll just lower the volume here. Let's look at this. Down here, this would be my area to look at potentially, but there's liquidity below. So a wick is most probably. So already here, so now this is the time when I'm going to start analyzing what I messed up, because I want to understand what is it that I messed up. Again, a stop loss is not a big deal, but it's important for me to know whether a lot of times you will get a stop loss even though you're right. You know, it will happen, in my opinion, that you get a stop loss and your analysis is good, but you still get a stop loss. And that's okay, because that's the nature of the market. That's the uncertainty that we are facing as traders. So I'm already anticipating a wick down. This is what I'm saying, that there's liquidity built up. I'm anticipating a wick down. Come on. This would be what I would be looking at. But for now, what I'm waiting for on Bitcoin is to have a little bit of flush, come down. So I'm waiting for a little bit of flush. I could get in on an entry. I would take this. I would not take confirmations, most probably. I will not take confirmations. Now, why the fuck would I not take confirmations? We're gonna talk about it in a second. I have this as a limit order because I like this. Because I like this. That's the clever way. I will not take confirmations because I like this. Good. That's good. Let's look at Ethereum. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I gotta be very self-critical as well. And you as a trader, you know, the thing that you have to do every single day is look into the mirror and be like, okay, what did I fuck up and why and how can I improve that and whatnot. So for me saying I'm not gonna take confirmations because I like this, you know, that's such a stupid statement to say. Now here's the thing. Let's clear. First of all, I want to clean this. It's on the 15-minute, maybe looking good. Okay, so the basic idea here was that if I look at the 4-hour, for me, this is bullish. You know, there was no major levels broken at that time. This is the decision point as I have drawn it here. You know, this is a major level. And even there's liquidity below. This is why I drawn this daily point of interest that I anticipated that we're going to have a wick down and take this liquidity and potentially move on. This 27,015, I talked about this level recently, maybe the level that we're going to turn because we're going to come down. We're in a discount. We're going to touch onto some kind of level below, take the liquidity. And if liquidity is built up, we're going to move up. This was my whole, you know, scenario. I have it written down in my daily journal. So then if I look at this, I go, what happened here that changed my view? Well, what happened is that we saw a market structure shift. So we took liquidity here. And so first of all, this is the other issue that I didn't even notice. So potentially the reason is because you have to understand, you know, it's not an excuse. I'm just saying that I'm dealing with so many shit on the side now that I probably didn't focus properly enough on this when I've done that. And if you look at this, this is the low. So this here is not a market structure, it's an internal market structure shift, but it's not a proper market structure shift because this is our low. So if this is our low, for a market structure shift, what needs to happen is that a low needs to be broken. And if a low is broken, that's the only time when I can say I have created a new low and the high that created that new low is the responsible for the break. Therefore, that needs to be broken for us to create a new higher high. Therefore signal a potential reversal. Now, what happens here is that I take this as a major low. Well, that's already fucked up. So that's already crooked. But let's say that was right. So I say, okay, let's try to no, actually, yeah, exactly. No, so this was, we didn't close below exactly. So you see here, so we didn't have a closure below here. So this was the low and we just wick through. Wicks don't matter. And then what I saw is that we closed below here. That's what I missed, because if we would have closed below here, we would have made a market structure shift here, and that would have been great. A retest this here could have been a great retest, but that's not what happened anyway. So then we make a market structure shift, I say. And I say, okay, so there is this little point of interest. The reason why I think this is good is because we have liquidity built up, right? So that's not that bad, but liquidity is taken here and we cannot push above. Good. So what happens? Then I see liquidity building up on top here, buy side liquidity, and we have a great point of interest up here. Let's look at the chat. I see 20 people watching. Guys, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, follow me on Twitter, do all that stuff. Okay. Good morning, Bella. I'm happy you're here. Sam is laughing at me. It's funny. Emotional damage. I started doing these sounds. It's gonna be so much fun. Okay, so Benjamin, good morning, my friend. Happy you're here. Okay. I love the honesty and the clapping. Guys, I want to be honest. Like, we're all humans. If I start pretending, you know, like, it doesn't worth it. I want to have fun. Like, you know, I'm trading, and if we fuck up, we fuck up. It's 1 hour, that's it. Gone. Good morning, Simon. Good morning, good morning. It's good lesson, Fefe. It's good it was wrong. So you have been able to teach us more. There's always a silver lining. Yeah, obviously. And also, like, you're gonna get fucked. You know, that's what it is. You're gonna have a stop loss, and that's not a problem if you have proper risk management. So we have this point of interest. We come down, we touch on, we can't make the high. So this is irrelevant. So now we leave this liquidity behind. So I go, and this is yesterday's stream, right? So I go, here we make a market structure shift. Again, I'm basing this market structure shift based off of this market structure shift, which is not good. So like the fact that I'm basing this whole thing, I'm thinking this is a reversal, is already crooked. And the fact that I'm not noticing that the whole, do you know that when you, I don't know how is it in your country, but in my country, where you do like this major exam after high school, if your thought process is good on the exam, but your numbers are wrong, you still get a point. Like, this is kind of the same thing here. So I still get a point for doing this analysis because my thought process was great, but my numbers weren't right. So if this was a break below, and if this was a proper market structure shift, then this was a proper retest, then this was a market structure shift on the retest, and that means that this should hold. Because then this is the retest of this MSB here, right? Market structure break above, which means that this could be a great retest, and then this MSS could signal that we are going to move higher. Now, if this is all confusing, don't worry about it. I'll explain it all. But just for now, what I'm saying, I'm renting on myself, by the way. Where is my music? So what I'm saying is that my thought process was actually good, but the whole thing was based off of a wrong data. And that led to a stop loss, because even if the whole thing played out, I messed up one more thing, and that is that I come up here, I see the MSS, I see liquidity building up, we come down to the breaker, we break above, but this is the internal structure. So this here is my, something is bugging my ear with this. Something is not good with my sound here. Anyway, we'll keep going. So this is my main structure, right? Like these are my main structural points. This is my low, this is my high, this is the retrace to the 50, right? Up here, even from here, but let's take it from here to be safe, because that's also something like this. So this is the retrace of premium, all good. Like everything is fine. We do the push, and I'm waiting. So number one, my confirmation takes a 4-point structure. I always talk about it. So what I should have seen is this: push, retest to the 50. We have it here. And then a push, and then a flush. We don't get the 4th point, but we create a relative equal highs. And I even say it on the tweet. Oh, I don't say it, but I wanted to say that we have created a relative equal highs. We did not complete the 4-point structure, but we have created liquidity, which is enough for us to move up. Because if this whole adds up, this is fucking nice. Like this would have been a massive trade. But apparently, you know, the whole thing wasn't good. So what happens is that we create liquidity. We can make an MSS, but we cannot make an MSB. We don't complete the 4-point structure. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have the 4th leg. We come down here, close below the high here, and therefore create a higher high, which is liquidity for us to move up. So I'm still bullish. Don't worry about that. But it's not enough for us to get in on the limit order here. And the other thing is that even here, I usually like to take confirmations. So by me saying I like this, I like it because on the grand, you know, and also DXY is dropping. There's uncertainty in the Middle East. Like it's just everything adds up with this trade to take it as a limit. But usually I take a lower time frame, so 1 minute, 3 minute, 4-point structure confirmation as well. But I have this on the limit, and then when it happens, I'm also, what do I see here? I'm seeing liquidity building up. So even when I'm monitoring the trade, so first of all, I don't know if, can you guys follow me? Let me know in the chat if I'm just ranting on myself, or does this make sense? Let me know in the chat if this is actually helpful, because I think this is very helpful for me. It was very helpful when I started out, and nobody really explained it to me like this. So I think this is pretty cool. But let me know in the chat if this is cool. So it's like, let me look at the chat. Love to understand the cap. Why high from that point, not the slightly higher? Yeah, because there is a retracement here in the lower time frame. So this here, you can consider this as a wave. So you have like a wave here. And then I don't want the premium zone is completed. Marcel says, yes, it makes sense. Okay, I'm happy. Thank you. Okay, cool, Bella. I appreciate it. Awesome, 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 awesome. Cool. I mean, it's not awesome that we make these mistakes, but it is what it is. Guys, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Follow me on Twitter. All that cool stuff. So one thing why I took the limit is because DXY is dropping. The second thing I took the limit is because Bitcoin dominance is going up. Third thing, I really thought this was a fucking nice structure. I thought I was a genius, you know. I really thought it was like, wow. And you know, if you follow the stream, you know that we got the long down here. We got all this. So I was like, you know, I had a very good run. Yeah, so I thought it was good, and it was actually good. If this was based on a good thing, it would have been nice, but my whole thing was crooked, and that probably ruined the picture. So even when my entry gets hit, look at this. So my entry gets hit, and then I realize that my entry got hit. I'm like, okay, cool. So like, and I tweet about it. Somewhere here I tweeted about it. And I'm like, okay, so this got hit. And then I'm like, okay, so we didn't see the high. We didn't see the high here. We've created liquidity, no problem. What is going to happen? We need to see a high now. So we need to see this push through and create an MSB. Then I can move my stop loss up here, and then everything is gonna be fine. What do we see instead is that it starts coming down. And I'm like, okay, no problems, simple market, you know, price action, no worries. Here, if I would have taken a confirmation, this would have been very freaking clear that we have an MSS here and we need to close above here. You know, doesn't happen. And then we build up liquidity. You look at all this liquidity. So I'm thinking liquidity, like all good. We're wicking here, we're wicking all these out. So there is liquidity on the sell side being taken. So I'm like, I'm good. Like there is no problem with this trade. And then obviously all the other things that I'm doing, I'm not watching the chart. Problem, again, mistake. I would not do this with forex, by the way. So, but I don't know why I'm doing it. And now it starts building liquidity on the sell side as well, and it's taking it. And I'm like, it's still healthy price action. If you look at all this liquidity building up on the buy side, I'm like, it's good, it's all good. So then what happens is that it's building all this, and probably I'm sleeping at this time. Let's look at the 5-minute. And then we start building. So if I was monitoring the trade, I would already think this is not good. So this here, now we already taken the liquidity from the buy side and building up liquidity on the sell side. Look at this. So if again, this is also the mistake that I made. If I monitored my trade, I would have been out here. I would have been out here because I would have been out here. This is just liquidity building up. I would have been out here. Let's see what, yeah, exactly. So I would have been out here if I would have monitored the trade, but it was overnight. So the mistakes I made, first of all, my whole structure was not good. So it wasn't proper. So I will delete the whole thing now. The second thing is I did not take lower time frame confirmations. The third thing is I didn't monitor the trade. So I didn't monitor the trade as it is. And even though that DXY is dropping, Bitcoin dominance is going up, anything can happen in the market. You know what I mean? So it's very important for you to understand, and this is something that I think we should talk about as well. Like a lot of people dwell over some stop losses and whatnot. I don't fucking care that that was a stop loss because it's 1% or 0.5% or whatever that is on my portfolio. On crypto, I use 1%, by the way, on my total capital. So like it's 1%, not a big deal. Like yesterday I had not yesterday, the day before. By the way, if you look at my analysis yesterday on the DXY, I said the DXY is going to push up to this region and go down. It did. I said the euro is gonna come down. We were here on the gap, literally here. Look at, you can look back on the stream. I said the euro is gonna come down here, touch into the point of interest and move on. It did. So like the reason why I'm not even worried about this is because these are just stop losses, and you have to understand, for you to become a successful trader, you have to master stop losses. You just have to say, okay, well, it's just 1 R. I just lost one. I just lost one trade, and if I have proper risk management, if I have a proper trading plan, and I follow that trading plan, and I don't get in on early, and you know all that shit that I did yesterday, then there is no problem with it. Happily, I had a proper risk management, meaning you know I wasn't hurting from this trade. So it's just very important for you to understand that stop losses are the part of the game, and you are going to get stopped. And even though, you know, a war, anything like that can happen, or news, or, you know, bankruptcies, or just someone said something, or JP farted, you know, whatever can happen. And if that happens, then, you know, like, then you get stopped, and that's okay. And even if your analysis was perfect, you get stopped. Anyway, I hope these guys helped. If this helped you, subscribe to this channel, smash the like button, leave me a comment. Even after, guys, if you can do something, if you can leave a comment after the live, the algo recognizes that you rewatched the video and it appreciates it. So I would appreciate that as well. Marcel is saying, Fefe, do you get out of the move if taking too long to play out? I get out if liquidity is built up. So I monitor my trade and I want to see if liquidity is building up. You know, I mean you have to, this is also dream that you take a trade and you walk away. Like sometimes it works. Like this is what, again, like I can't tell you why, but I mean I know why, but I didn't have the proper time to look at the chart, and this is what you have to do when you do trading, that you have to monitor the chart, you have to trade it, and I never take overnight trades. It's very rare that I do that, and the reason is that I got into the position and I looked at it, I thought my analysis was correct, it wasn't, so you know that's why we're here. But the thing I do is that I monitor the trade. If we break major levels on the lower time frame, if we build up liquidity opposite to my thoughts, and if there is no OB below that, so that could turn the trade around and send it to my way. So I have to keep monitoring the trade as it goes. So can I please explain the wave? Wave meaning like markets move in 3 directions. They move up, down, and sideways. And if you go up and you go down, that's a wave. If you go down and up, that's a wave as well. That's basically it. Cool. Let's jump into the day. So guys, let's look at what's happening now. So we have Wednesday. Let's look at this week just to refresh this thing here. What happened? And then we have PPI FOMC. You know what? Also weird that I talked about this yesterday on the live. So I thought it was yesterday. I thought it was yesterday that's happening. Anyway, so I thought yesterday was Wednesday, and I thought it was, you know. So, but no. So it's happening today. It's happening today. PPI. Everything I said about this is in the stream yesterday. Go watch it. Yeah. So it's PPI and FOMC minutes coming out. Very relevant data. Could send Bitcoin up or down. You know. Obviously, that was also. But it can have a real impact on you know, the situation in the Middle East, and the situation with the DXY, and the situation with inflation, and the situation with, you know, what the FOMC minutes will include. That will have an impact if the PPI comes in, and then we have CPI coming in, and then we have unemployment claims coming in. So all this will have a major impact on the direction of the DXY, and eventually on the direction of Bitcoin and risk assets and stocks and whatnot. So very relevant data today. We need to see, just as a summary, if actual is greater than a forecast is good for currency. Again, go look back. I really went into detail why is this and what it means. And you have to look at the month to month. This is what I would be really looking at. Core PPI is also important, but this is what I would be really eyeing at this today. And also FOMC minutes. You got to see how this comes out. Okay. Mizzy saying, I mean the wave regarding the highs and lows. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. Like, markets moving in different directions. Like, markets move up, down, and sideways. So this is a wave. When you have a push to the upside and you have a push to the downside, that's a wave complete. If you come back 50%, a wave is complete. That's what it basically is. And the same goes the other way, right? So if you go down and you pull back to the 50, pull back to the premium, a wave is complete. So waves are like, you know, ups and downs. Or downs or ups. That's what it is. So the DXY, let's look at it. I was expecting the DXY to come up here to this region, and it actually did. I was surprised. It was a very vicious dump, and I didn't take a trade yesterday other than the big. This is also one of the things that I think I might messed up, is that the fact that I didn't take a trade, and the fact that I predicted this to come up very nicely and then not taking a trade, a little bit screwed with me. Although I let it go, and I'm very happy about it. Like, I'm very easy on letting go trades that I don't like, but this also potentially just messed with my mind. What I saw is that we saw a 1 minute reaction here, and I was like, okay, I should get in this, and I was expecting it to come back up here. I explained this on the stream as well. I was expecting it to come back up here, and but unfortunately it never really happened. Yeah, we never came back up here, just plummeted. And that was my euro trade as well. Like, I was expecting the euro to come down here and then see a reversal, and we saw a reversal, but it didn't give me an opportunity to get in with my confirmation bias. 𝗦𝗲𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀. Is that Chris? Is that Chris in the house? Maybe not. 𝗦𝗲𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. Anyway, so that's what I was expecting. I didn't get the confirmation, unfortunately, on the DXY. Well, it is what it is. What I'm expecting here is, again, like, if you watch my content, I don't even want to repeat this no more, but if you watch my content, you know I'm expecting the DXY to go sub 100. Might take, you know, weeks, or might take months, probably maybe mid next year. I don't know, especially if the States gets into this war situation. It's like big dump down. The first level that I'm eyeing is potentially this 104, 103-ish region. Definitely a push down there. So let's see what this does. Let's see. I just want to look at what we do today. I think we need to have a retracement here, just for a short term. So let's look at the session. What do we see here? Yeah, no, it's probably coming down. So we'll be built up a lot of liquidity. So maybe it is reversing from here. I think we need to see a reversal. I would be surprised if we wouldn't see a little bit of pump here, because we are on a very strong demand zone, and we showed a higher high here. We showed a market structure shift here, although we didn't break below. What did we? Yeah, no, it's coming down relatively close. Probably. I would be surprised if we don't get a push. I would be surprised if we don't get a push here, a little bit of push. I would still expect it to come back even up to here. Let me take the sessions off. I was still expecting to come back all the way up here to 107. It could easily happen to take this liquidity that left behind, also trendline liquidity, so we can come back here. That will be such a massive longing opportunity, guys. And you know what? If it came back, we could see Bitcoin pushing down to this 25,000-ish region. That would be sweet. That would be a sweet spot to get in. But anyway, we look at shorter terms now. I think the DXY is going to. I'm expecting a pump. We built up a lot of liquidity. We could not break above this high. This is our swing high at the moment. On the 15-minute, we could not break above. We have little wicks coming out here, which could indicate this is a market structure shift, but not a proper one. We have liquidity building up potentially. We took Asia high, so that means that for me, I would expect the DXY to go down. Although I wouldn't be surprised if we take a high here. I'm not interested in doing anything with the DXY right now. I think we are at the decision point, and also we have all the PPI and FOMC minutes, and then CPI coming in tomorrow. So I want to see how that goes. I would also not be surprised if if we see a decent numbers coming in good, and the DXY starts pushing a little bit, and then we have some hammer coming in, and then maybe an involvement in the war, or maybe whatever that is, and then we see a decent push down. For now, I am bearish on the DXY, but I would not be surprised if we see a push. I'm probably not going to do anything with it in a couple of days because of the announcements that are coming. Let's look at Bitcoin. We just talked about Bitcoin, but I wanna look at what am I expecting. Let me just do this. Let me do a favor for all of us here. Boom. This was a favor for all of us, right? Guys, let me know in the chat. By the way, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and let me know in the comments if you want me to look at any coins, or if we should analyze anything. So let's look at this. So again, like I'm just to start it from scratch. We had a decent push here. This is my area of interest, by the way. So like if we come down here, like this is still in the cards. This is still in the cards. I don't think we're gonna go lower than this. This is still in the cards though. This was the other point of interest that I've been talking about a lot. The thing about this, we have a wick here, but this wick is not here on the spot, only on the perpetual. So this does not matter, it's just a liquidation. I do not consider that as a break. So that means that we're pushing, and as I said, I'm waiting for 31,000, and the reason why I'm pushing, because we're building up a ton of liquidity. So I would not be surprised if we push here and then we dump. I do think that we should dump down here. If you look at the weekly chart, this was not a strong enough level to create a break above this and take liquidity from here. So I would expect us to come down. But the reason why I'm expecting Bitcoin to go to 31,000 is because it needs liquidity. Because of all the low volume and whatnot, I think we are going to see a little bit of push. This is why I'm still bullish. Also, let's not forget, guys, like the DXY is coming down and BTC dominance is pushing. Like, let's not forget that the dominance is pushing. It took the daily high here, and this is a great indication. I'm expecting this to come down a little bit here and then push. And if that happens, you got to look at this chart. So this says, if BTC dominance goes up, right, and BTC price goes up as well, that means that, like, odds go down or stay neutral. If BTC dominance goes up, which we see right now, and BTC goes down, that means everything goes down. The reason is the fact that DXY is going down, BTC is going down, BTC dominance is going down, total is going down. I contribute this to most probably to the conflict that is going on and the uncertainty that all this creates amidst the whole economic situation in the States, with all the numbers coming in as well and impacting the next month what's going to happen, or the next year what's going to happen. So this tells me that we're kind of screwed a little bit. Money's definitely leaving, and I'm kind of concerned about why this is happening. But I think this is a trap. I think that we need to see a reversal on Bitcoin. I think that we need to see a push, and I want to identify where we're going to see the push from. So for me, if I look at the daily, I think we are going to come back and retest these regions. I don't think this is going to hold. I've been talking about it for a while. I don't think this point of interest here is going to hold. Could, but I don't think it will. What I think we'll do is let's go down on the 4 hour. What I think we'll do is this one. I think this 31,000 level is going to be the level that we want to look for, potentially going to wick through and then dump. I mean, this is something that I'm definitely eyeing. So these are the two areas, or three areas, so to say. So let me look at the comments. Someone says, look at BLZ. Someone saying, look at BLZ. A lot of liquidity on the level. We can look at it. What kind of TA do you use, Fefe? Like, I use Fefe TA. I use Fefe TA. No, I'm just joking. I do. It's a combination of everything, guys. I can't really tell you what it is. I use SMC a lot, smart money concepts. But it's like, you know, you start creating your own trading style from everything that you soak in. But I trade SMCs mostly. So the basis of my trading is Rune. Drew, you mean Rune outfit from 4-hour low to local high? Okay, we'll look at it if it's Rune. Okay, so let's continue with this. So I'm expecting it to go up. I'm expecting it to come touch onto this point of interest up here, 29,000. I do not think we're gonna reject this, to be very honest. Again, like I do not think we're gonna reject. If we reject this level here, which kind of seems to be the case right now. But I still think this is not. Yeah, we are kind of closing below. Is that it? Let's see what we see. Lots of liquidity here, right? That we just took. We talked about this, and yeah, a bunch of liquidity here. Look at this, like it's massive, massive. Yeah, maybe we are coming down. So the point of interest that I drew him, maybe we are going to come back down to this region here, and then potentially this region. So what was the responsible for the push, right? So this is the liquidity that we're talking about. If you go down on the lower time frame, you will see that we have liquidity built up here. I would say, and then liquidity built up here as well. It doesn't look good, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't look good, ladies and gentlemen. I would not be surprised if we come down all the way here. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just increase it like this. So this would be my point of interest. Maybe we through this liquidity, take this liquidity, and come down here. Yeah, this would be if the Dixie starts pushing, depending on the numbers how they come in. This could actually be a pretty interesting area. Let's look at it. I'm still bullish, so there's nothing to not be bullish about, to be honest, for me. I mean, except the problem with this level is that this level is a very strong level. And this had a very strong push. So the fact that this level is breaking, and if we can close below it, can indicate two things. Number one, we're shifting the trend big time, and then we're coming down to this area. Because then we will take this liquidity, then we will take this liquidity, then we'll take this liquidity, most probably. It will take a lot of time, but it will happen. Or it will take a very short amount of time, like this, bam, and then, or hopefully not, but, or then this, and then it happens. But, or the other scenario that I see is that this level is breaking only because of the liquidity. So because we're in an uptrend, as I said, you know, we have the 4-point structure. What is the 4-point structure? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is basically our structure. So this level here is still good. And this is a strong demand zone. We tested this a couple of times. We have the opportunity, or we have the potential to come down here, retest, and then move on. Even down here, if you look at it, even down here, I would not be. Even down here, I would not be that scared. Even down here, I would not be that scared. This is a demand zone. Again, we did not have the strength to break above, which concerns me. But also, if you consider how well Bitcoin is holding compared to everything else in this situation, I mean, we are holding very, very nicely. So I'm looking at Bitcoin. First of all, I want to see. I don't want to trade anything now because of the economic numbers that's coming in. I'm looking at the liquidity being taken. Something is happening. FUD is happening, most probably to scare retail. I would be looking at, if we come down to this area down here, to this 25,000, the 31,000 target is something that was probably going to push through. I think we have relative equal lows. This is also very important to point out. So if we come down, potentially we go a little bit lower, wick it out, or close below a little bit, as we've seen before. This is liquidity down here, so we might be able to wick that through. First of all, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at Bitcoin coming down to this region. Then, so if we close below here on the 4 hour, this is just. Is this an updated chart? What is happening? Like, it's just stopping there. Something weird is happening with my chart. Let's look at it. Am I explaining a chart that is not moving? Oh, we have the consolidation here. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So I'm expecting Bitcoin to if this was a liquidity tick and we touched into some kind of demand, this is our decision point at the moment. So if we break this, I will reevaluate. Until then, I am going to look for it to go and potentially touch this point of interest down here, and then have a reversal because of all the liquidity that we have built up. So my first target will be 26,000 ish, but again, I'm still bullish. So I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. I think we are going to push through. If we can break above here, I will reevaluate, wait for a 4-point of structure, and because of the built up liquidity on top, I'll definitely get it on long again. So that's my Bitcoin analysis. Let's look at the chat. So someone said, let's do this. Let's not talk about anything. Also, the total is breaking. Not happy about this, but I said we can come down lower until this is broken. We're good. Let's look at everything else. Let's look at somebody's asking for BLZ USDT perpetual. Okay. So again, like BLZ, I think it's in an uptrend. The problem is with the liquidity. The only problem is, oh, you're saying that there's a lot of liquidity here, right? So you're saying that there's liquidity on that level. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. So there is liquidity here. This can potentially start pushing down. And the dump can be very vicious, to be honest, here. But also, like, don't fade this level. Don't fade this level. Don't fade this level. Maybe, no, not this level. Maybe this level. How about it got retested? Yeah. Yeah, don't fade this level. Don't fade this area here. Don't fade this area. If we get a 5-minute, 15-minute confirmation here, that could be pretty cool. Where's the beginning of the fair value gap? Let's look. And also, you see the construction there happening. So I'm just marking the fair value gaps to see where we might see a reversal. Ah, damn, I can't go back that far. Yeah, these levels are very, very strong levels. Very strong levels. There is liquidity below, but if we reverse, we reverse here. Look at this. Yeah, so we have a decent break below here. You see, this is the low. We have a break below here. So this is my decision point up here. This is my decision point. So we need to see if we get a higher high, if we get a lower time frame confirmation, a higher high on a lower time frame, 5-minute, 15-minute, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, leave a comment. I appreciate all of it. If we see a reversal here, the problem is that now that we're expecting Bitcoin to dump a little bit, this could be a risky play. But if we see a higher high and then a 4-point confirmation, I think that could be a very great opportunity. Again, low liquidity token. I don't know if you want to play around with this, but if you want to, this might be a great opportunity. I didn't get the space. So it says, I hope we hold 27K. Yeah, but if you hold 27K, you know, it doesn't, everybody's like, yeah, 27K is a relevant level because of this fair value gap. But if you look at, I mean, this inefficiency, the start of the inefficiency. But I mean, the problem is that you have a lot of liquidity. It's not, if we don't hold this level, it doesn't mean that we are going to dump. Again, as a trader, you will react to the market and, you know, we'll just see what it has to give. I'm not panicking at all. Timing wise, when would you expect these 23, 25? I have no idea. Again, I'm reacting to the market. I don't know. It can happen today. It can happen in 3 months from now. It cannot happen at all. I have no idea. DP is decision point for me. Sam, thank you, Sam. All right, guys, it's been a little bit of ranting show today. We've got 21 people watching. Guys, if you're new to the channel, smash the like button. We do this every single day. We run through the charts. We run through the economic calendar. We didn't even look at bubbles today. There's a description in the bubbles. Bubbles is a pretty cool tool. Red. Who would have guessed? Red. Yeah, but also the thing is, you know, I know a lot of you trade crypto, but also it's very much worth considering getting into forex trading. It's very much recommended. We're having big things coming out. It could be, you know, relevant. We'll talk about it a little bit later, hopefully next week. But yeah, it's just something that you might want to consider to look into forex trading as well with us, because trading crypto, first of all, it's I'm not saying it's impossible. It's very possible. We have had very decent calls in the past 10 streams, but I think it's just much easier and faster to make money with forex. in this market. When there's volatility coming back and volume coming back and whatnot, it'll be super easy to trade crypto. And especially if you, by the way, if you're here and you're trading and you're making money, or even if you're not making money, but you're trading and learning in the bull, I promise you, it's gonna be so fucking easy. Like if you can take a cross leverage trade in bull, and any monkey can do money in the bull, you know, like it's not difficult to make money in the bull. In the bear, now, it is difficult to make money now. If you can make it profitable now, you're gonna excel in the bull. I promise you. So don't give up. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Did I look at everything that people asked for? Did you guys ask anything that you wanted? And okay, yes, I think we did. Forex uses pips, and they're kind of confusing. Don't worry about pips. Don't worry about pips. You can also look at percentages, and yeah, it's just a term. Don't worry about it. We can also talk about. I can also make a video on that. Thanks for the tip. We can do that later, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. The fib level on BTC 4 hour fib level on BTC 4 hour from low to high. Drew, what do you mean? What are you talking about, Drew? Help me here. So you're saying the 4 hour fib on BTC, 4 hour low. So this is the 4 hour low. Is this what you mean? This is the 4 hour low. Although we didn't have. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Drew, let's take this to Twitter, or let me know in the comment. I actually want to know what you say. I will see the levels, but what levels will I see? What levels I'm looking for? Drew, don't confuse me. Oh, you can't see my screen. You can't see my screen. Sorry. Okay, so I don't know what level you're looking for. Like this is the 4 hour. This is the 4 hour low, and this is the 4 hour high. I don't know what you wanna. I don't know what you want to transition for me through the comment section, but I'm here and I'm excited for it. So what's the best brokers for Forex? There are several. I can do a thread on that. If you want to use your own money, that's different. If you want to do a prop firm, that's different. I can do a thread on that. Low at 25K or so. Oh, that's the daily. So this is what you mean. Oh, are you talking about the premium and discount? So, but we did complete the pullback here. So this was a sufficient move, and we made a market structure break as well. So I mean, there is no reason for us to come below this, to be very honest with you. The only reason is the weekly, but the weekly is also weak. So if we break below the 26,000, that's when I'm gonna start getting worried. And break meaning we wick down or come down here, and then we start reversing on a lower time frame. I'm gonna be interested in that because that's liquidity taking, whatnot, low volume. Drew, how far I go for you? How far I go for you? Also, it's coming back to the. Okay, I don't know what you're saying. We can take it to Twitter. So what I wanted to say, guys, is that if we break below the 26,000, that's when I'm gonna start getting worried. To be honest, that's the decision point. And now I have to go. How did you learn to trade 𝗥𝗥𝗏? I started soaking everything in. I joined as many communities as I can, and I realized that most of the places that you go are not gonna be the right one, and then you have to find a mentor. This is why I'm very happy that you're here, because you have to find it boils down to a very simple thing, and the question is very simple: do you make money or not? It's that simple. Do you make money with the group that you are with? If yes, you're at a good place. If no, I would rethink. I would keep seeking. It's difficult to find the right place. It's difficult to find the right people, but once you do, it'll pay off for a lifetime. So finding a mentor is definitely important, and finding the right people is definitely important. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and watch any of these videos up on the screen that will be put on when I finish this live. Take care, guys. Thanks for being here. See you around. See you tomorrow.